I've always preferred the quiet. That's what I told myself when I took the graveyard shift at the Texaco off Route 9. It was the kind of place that existed only for truckers running on caffeine and bad decisions. The manager, a nervous guy with grease under his fingernails and eyes that darted around like trapped birds, didn't ask for a resume. He just handed me a set of keys and said, "Don't leave the booth until sunrise," and read the note by the register. I thought he meant a cleaning checklist. I was wrong. The station was dead silent when I sat down behind the counter. The smell of stale pine cleaner and gasoline hung heavy in the air. I unfolded the note. It wasn't an official memo. It was handwritten, scrawled. There were 10 rules. Rule 1. Lock the front doors at exactly 11:59 p.m. Do not unlock them for anyone until 5:00 a.m. Not even police. Rule 2. If the radio turns on by itself, do not change the station. Let the static play. It drowns out the scratching in the vents. Rule 3. Avoid the reflection in the cooler doors. Sometimes your reflection doesn't move when you do. Rule 4. If the phone rings, check the caller ID. If it reads unknown, let it ring. If it reads mama, answer it immediately and apologize. But if the caller ID is blank, just a dark screen, do not touch the phone. Do not look at the phone. Do not even acknowledge the sound. If you answer, you give him permission to speak. Rule 5. There is a stray dog with 3 legs that wanders the lot. You may feed it beef jerky. Do not feed it chocolate, and do not look at its underbelly. It has too many eyes. Rule 6. At 2 a.m., the lights will die for 30 seconds. Stay behind the counter. You are safe behind the plexiglass. Rule 7. Don't mop the floor near the bathroom. The stain won't come out. It's not dirt. Rule 8. If a tall man in a gray trench coat knocks on the glass asking for a light, shake your head no. He doesn't smoke tobacco. Rule 9. Ignore the sound of a baby crying in the woods. It's a mimic. It's hungry. Rule 10. If you survive the night, leave the keys on the counter and run to your car. Don't look back at the station as you drive away. I laughed. I actually laughed. I crumpled the note and tossed it next to the register. A prank for the new guy. Classic. Die. The shift was boring. I served 2 truckers and a terrifyingly sober state trooper. The lights flickered at 2:00 a.m., just like the note said, but it's an old station. Bad wiring isn't exactly paranormal. Then, at 3:17 a.m., the silence broke. The phone rang. It wasn't a normal digital trill. It was an old mechanical bell sound that vibrated my teeth. I looked at the caller ID. Blank die. No numbers. No unknown. Just the gray-green glow of an empty LCD screen. Rule number 4. My brain whispered, "Do not touch the phone." It rang again. Loud enough to hurt. I sat there staring at it. My rational mind kicked in. It was probably the manager checking on me, or a glitch in the line. The ringing was relentless. It wasn't pausing between rings anymore. Just one long, screaming mechanical shriek. It was giving me a migraine. I couldn't take it. I just wanted it to stop. Stupid prank, I muttered. I reached out. I felt the cold plastic of the receiver. I lifted it to my ear. Project 19, Texaco. How can I help you? Silence. Then, a voice. It sounded wet, like someone speaking with a mouthful of blood. Permission granted. The line went dead. I slammed the phone down, my heart hammering. Hello? I called out to the empty store. The lights didn't flicker this time. They just changed. The harsh white fluorescence dimmed and took on a sickly, jaundiced yellow hue. The air grew instantly hot, humid, smelling of copper and sulfur. I looked at the security monitor. Camera 1, the pumps. Empty. Camera 2, the back alley. Empty. Camera 3, the store interior. I froze. On the screen, looking at the feed of the very room I was standing in, I saw him, standing right in front of the counter. right in front of me. But when I looked up from the screen with my own eyes, the space was empty. I looked back at the screen. The figure was closer now. It was tall, too tall. Its head scraped the ceiling tiles. It wore a suit that looked like it was made of stitched-together human skin. And it was reaching for me. On the monitor, its long, pale fingers were inches from my face. In reality, I felt nothing. Then, I felt the cold. An icy grip, freezing and burning at the same time, closed around my throat. I couldn't see anything, but I could feel the pressure. I choked, clawing at the empty air. I was being lifted off the ground by an invisible hand. I kicked the counter, knocking over the display of gum and lighters. Rule number 4, I thought, as black spots danced in my vision. I gave him permission. I couldn't breathe. The smell of copper was overwhelming. I swung my hand blindly, grabbing a bottle of lighter fluid from the display I'd knocked over. I squeezed it into the empty air where the face should be, and flicked my lighter. A screech. Not human. Like metal tearing. For a second, the fire outlined a shape, a burning silhouette of nothingness. The grip released. I fell to the floor, gasping. I didn't wait for the relief guy. I didn't lock the door. I grabbed my keys and ran to my car. The sun was coming up. The world looked normal again. The yellow tint was gone. The smell of sulfur was replaced by the morning dew. I sped onto the highway, putting miles between me and that cursed station. I checked my reflection in the rearview mirror to see the bruises on my neck. Handprints. Deeply purple, already forming. I sighed, shaking, tears streaming down my face. I was safe. I was out. Then, my cell phone rang. I froze. I was doing 80 miles an hour on the interstate. My phone sat in a cup holder. It rang again. I glanced down. Caller ID, blank dotted. And from the back seat of my car, I heard the wet, rattling sound of breathing.